Hi everybody. So I have here with me a board game. I think this qualifies a board game called Dixit. I encountered this sometime last year, I think, and I believe it is originated in France. This is of course the English version, as you can see. A picture is worth 1,000 words indeed. And of course what I wanted to show you is the cards. But before we go there, just for context, just want to share with you what this is about. If you would like me to talk a bit more about the board game, let me know down below or message me, and I will try and do so on my other channel. I'm not a board game person. I'm not a game person, really, never been, even when I was a child. But this one really intrigued me, mainly because it's story based. So it says here, Dixit is a lovingly illustrated game of creative guesswork where your imagination unlocks the tale. And so if that sounds familiar, yep, you guessed it. And so I'm thinking this has echoes of the things that we often do. Go too much into it. 84, so there's 84 cards, and then 6 wooden rabbits, 1 scoreboard, 36 voting tokens, and rules. So that's what's in there. Really quickly show you before I show you all the cards. That's the the equivalent of a booklet, I guess, instructional booklet to let you know how to play. This is the voting token, I'm thinking. I'm not sure. There it is. I think you have to separate them and pop these out, and then you have the board itself. So I think the cards are positioned here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they're positioned like this, I think. And the wooden bunnies. Right, so that's it for the overall game. I believe, let's have a look just to confirm the back. As you can see here, Libellud, the Asmodee logo, that's France, and then I think this one's North America. So, as I've mentioned just now, I saw this cards in the game, the images. I think it's probably Amazon. Amazon often give you suggestions, and then I kind of bookmarked it, put it on my wish list, and then I forgot all about it. And then recently, in a Facebook group that I belong to, that I had the privilege of being invited to join, the group mainly consists of people who, I don't know whether they're in France, but they speak French. And so thanks to the translation ability of pages these days, I could more or less follow most conversations. I am now drinking blueberry and honey drink because my throat is killing me from the coughing. Okay, I'm just going to take a sip of that. And so somebody posted images of Dixit, but I think those images are from Dixit 7. So there's expansion packs that you can buy from various game shops online, Amazon. I think they're now at 8 or something. So I suspect expansion package means like new sets of stories, new sets of images, new sets of cards. I'm not sure. But the one that was shared around this Facebook group is I think from expansion pack 7 or 8. So when I looked around the internet to see what people think about which version of Dixit we should start off with, everyone said go for the original first. So this, I believe, is the original. And then there's a variety of permutation of Dixit all over Amazon. Look at the backs like that. So it's sort of thin because it is, I mean, you know, the idea is to riffle shuffler. We love this because it's smooth and that a lot of people like, especially the riffle shufflers amongst us. You can say so many, can't you, looking at these images, but also because when I was looking at it, the things that occur to me is so clearly a projection of my mind and my experiences and the things that I'm currently dealing with. So I actually had made another video which I've decided not to post because it's too revealing of where I'm at internally right now. If you see the rule or the principle of the game itself, it's storytelling. It's trying to, and in storytelling, and basically reading cards is storytelling, or a form of it. You know, you imagine and reimagine your own story. You imagine and reimagine other people's story. You give voice to someone else's story. You project, you reflect, and then you bounce it off each other or yourself, or to your, you know. But it's exactly what this game is doing. The difference is that you score points and you guess other people's stories. And I thought sometimes, at least the way I read, which is mainly, if not exclusively, psychologically, it is very much like that. And I found that, as I found in the first version of this video, which I've decided not to post, in telling the story of the image, I see myself projecting my own story onto it, and therefore it was very revealing. It was, you know, in some instances it caught me a little off guard. That child is being sold off along with his toys. That's really sad. Oh gosh, okay. And so I thought, you know, cards like this might be very, very useful. So now I feel very vulnerable looking at that. That person, when the wind started blowing a bit stronger, it's already blowing, that person is going to disappear, don't you think? Or will he? Maybe. I'm gonna take another sip, I think. That man is reading something in front of him. But all the letters that compose what he's reading in front of him, all that possibility, that limitless possibility is in the stars, in the sky. Don't let reality box you in. Look up and see all that potential and all that possibilities. Limitless. Focusing on the positive might just save you. He's halfway in. Not knowing its own strength, it is bewildered, seemingly, looking down at all these people who are trying to avoid it. Not because they don't want it, not because they don't like it, but it is nurturing, it is life-giving, but also life-taking, the sun, fire, like a lot of things in life. Your body is your instrument. You are your best instrument. Perfect, isn't it? Flaming heart served under a glass jar. Things can be bad, but will never be so bad when you're together. That's sad. Your creation escaping from you, getting away from you while you're distracted. Wanting to save that tree that contains everything in the universe in it from all this rotting at the root. But by the very action of saving it from that rotting root, you are going to kill it. So what do? Creating things out of thin air. Obliviously, you are sowing your seeds for a future, and in the back here, this carnivorous plant. I know this as Kantong Samar, the pocket of Samar. Samar is a Sanskrit myth, a Hindu myth that is a part of the fabric of Indonesian culture, or Javanese culture at the very least. But I know they're carnivorous. But they're rooted on the ground, aren't they? They can't really walk. So as you move forward ahead towards the horizon and plant your future, you will eventually be able to escape your past. Because otherwise, your past's going to devour you. Now, isn't that a good card? You have the key. You have the key to your own liberation of the mind. Brave boy slaying the dragon. That notes, the tunes look like it's broken and it looks like it's dead, but although you're safe inside, the tune of your life have died off. You see what I mean? I mean, it's just, I mean, why can I not say something, he's safe and all that? Instead, I'm focusing on the notes, and this is what I mean by this is such a great tool for reflecting, because you're projecting yourself onto these images, and if you have enough self-awareness coming into the exercise, you'll see yourself or your thoughts reflecting back at you. The devil dice. And blood dripping off lit candle there. So that is the Dixit cards. I think it's great. Hopefully my partner and I are gonna take a wee break sometime soon, because he hasn't had a break since Christmas. And I'm gonna take this. This is partially why I bought the game as well, is because it's something to have fun together with during the break. So it's shuffled that way beautifully, and I would hate to raffle shuffle it because it's very rough on the cards, but just to show you, I'm not going to bridge finish because it really will completely destroy the way I do it. I'm so clumsy, so I'm going to do it the other way. Just look at that, so cute. You can say a lot about that too, can't you? Anyway, I'll talk to you again soon.